whole, more fun and exciting for anyone looking to live a healthy and active lifestyle. And today we are going to discuss 3 ways to avoid jump rope injury. Now, jump rope is a phenomenal exercise. Jump rope is not only a great exercise for you physically, but it's great for you mentally. It's great for you emotionally. Like physically, it works almost basically every part of your body, and you can get so much done in a little time. Mentally, because you have to do so much, because different parts of your body is moving at the same time, and you still have to control your breathing, it really plays a role mentally. So when I'm teaching classes, a person could be doing a basic jump, and as soon as I say just open and close your leg, it throws the person off, because with jump rope we're doing so much, and you just really don't realize how mentally tasking jump rope can be. Emotionally, because you're so focused on what you're doing, because you're having fun, especially like me, I prefer to listen or jump to music. Now, if you're into it, it's kind of like a dance. You start dancing, you get into it, and the next thing you know, you're like, oh, snap. So you're not thinking about whatever's going on. You just feel good. You'll cry later, but you'll feel good in the meantime. So jump rope has a lot of benefits. Even in addition to that, it helps you with your breathing, your coordination, your stamina, your balance, your timing, your rhythm. And we could just go on and on and on and on about the phenomenal benefits of jump rope. And because jump rope have all of these benefits, I'm starting to see a lot of people just pick up a jump rope and go. But there are a lot of mistakes that I see. Now, I'm just here to give you ways to protect yourself so that you can do it safely. Okay? So, number one. Do not try too much too soon. Give yourself time to master the basics before you attempt tricks and technical showstoppers. Slow and steady wins the race. You will build up the strength and your confidence eventually to push out those epic moves. So don't skip the basics. And talking about not skipping the basics, you want to learn the building blocks of jumping rope so that you can see how each fundamental step can be built to create more intricate moves. Okay, you need to master endurance and stamina to get the push you need to perform aerobically strenuous exercises. So like I tell a lot of people, start jumping in sets of 100. Start doing basic jumps in sets of 100. And when you can do a basic jump in a set of 100, that kind of means that you semi-mastered the rhythm, the timing, the breathing, because it only takes about 30 to 45 seconds to do 100 jumps. And if you cannot do that, a basic jump for 35 to 30, from 30 to 45 seconds, can you imagine trying to now add a trick to that where you're going to have to use more of your endurance, more of your breathing, more of your stamina? Master the basics, okay? Master the basics. Even in my personal workouts, I'm still always doing the basic jumps. I'm always doing 10 sets of 100 jumps because I'm still working on my conditioning. I'm still working on my stamina in order for me to do the fancy tricks that I like to do, okay? So don't try too much too soon, and do not skip the basics, okay? So I'll kind of put 2 in 1. Number 2, do not jump with loose clothing, jewelry, shoelaces, or hair. When you're new to it, a lot of times these things can become distractions. So if you're jumping, for instance, with this hair, and the hair is going like this, and you don't really have any rope control, guess what? Your hair can get tangled up in the rope. Or if you're wearing baggy clothes, your clothes can get caught up in the rope, and you don't want that. So you want to try to keep everything contained. So a lot of times, if you're a female that have a lot of hair, put it in a ponytail, bun it up or something like that. Sometimes I know a lot of people like to wear baggy clothes because they want to hide the fat. Make it a little bit more fitted because you don't have any really room to move with something really baggy, and you don't want it to get in the rope. And then guess what? If your clothes and other items get in the rope, you're going to hit yourself with the rope. So try to avoid wearing loose jewelry, clothing, shoelaces, or hair. Now I know you maybe watch people online that do that, and yes, that's their style. I could look at 2 people that I actually know. One, he wears baggy clothes all the time, but he's been jumping for years. He got this under control, so he understands his placement and how to do what he needs to do. And then I have a young lady I know. She always wear her hair out. Always. I've never seen it in a ponytail or anything, but this is because she's used to it. So each is own as you start to progress. But in the meantime, you want to try to keep everything to yourself. And number 3, do not grip the handles too tightly or too loosely. A firm grip for holding the rope is just right. Now, you don't want the person to get whacked in their faces or something because you're holding the rope too loose. Because guess what? If you're holding the rope too loose, guess what? It's going to fly out your hand, right? Nor do we want you to get a cramp from holding the rope too tight, thus affecting your forearms and the form of your arms as a whole. So if you are holding on to something so tight, you're so focused on holding it so tight that eventually this is not going to be able to hold any longer and you are going to get a cramp, okay? And you're going to tire out your arms, you're going to tire out your wrist, which you actually need to get through the rest of your workout. So just hold it firm, just hold it enough so that it's not going to fall out your hand or you're going to get a cramp, okay? So once again, let me just go over these 3 ways to avoid mistakes. Number 1, do not try too much too soon / don't skip the basics. Number 2, do not jump with loose clothing, jewelry, shoelaces, or hair. Number 3, do not grip the ropes too tightly or too loosely. So thank you so much for tuning in. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them below. Thank you and have a nice day.
Miss Emily?